like a human brain. It used to store the data and instructions. I told you earlier that in computer languages we can say that the memory used to store the data and instructions. Computer memory is the storage space in the computer where the data is to be processed and instruction required for the processings are stored. Similar, the data that we're going to process and instruction required for processing the data, they are stored in the computer memories. Now student, memory is divided into large numbers of small part. They are called the cells, or sometimes we also call them the location. Each location or cell has a unique address. Each location and cell have a unique address which vary from 0 to the memory size -1. We will discuss it with the help of example. Look at the example. Here is example. If the computer has 64 kilowords k-word, then this memory unit have 64 into 1024, that is approximately equal to 65536 memory locations. And the address of these locations vary from 0 to -1 of this, mean it is up to address up to from 0 to 65535. So generally the broadly memories are divided into following three types: cache memory, primary memory or main memory, and then third part is the secondary memory. Student, we are going to discuss about firstly cache memory, primary memory or main memory, and the secondary memory in the next slides. Firstly, we start with the cache memory. It's a very high speed semiconductor. Basically memories are made from the semiconductor devices. That's why it's called a semiconductors memory. And it's a very high speed semiconductor which can speed up the CPU. Obviously it will help to speed up the speed of CPU, or it act as a buffer between the CPU and the main memory. Student, this is used to hold those part of data and program which are most frequently used by the CPU, and the part of data and program are transferred from the disk to cache memory by operating system from where the CPU can access them. So student, generally this type of memory is basically a connections between the CPU and the operating systems, and from where we can access the informations. This is a general a picture diagram of cache memory that we generally used. This picture basically show about the cache memory. Now student, in the next slide we will discuss the advantage of cache memory. The main advantage of cache memory is speed. It's faster than the main memory. It's quite faster than the main memory. And the second, it consumes less access time as compared to the main memory. Obviously its speed is faster and it will take less accessing time. And then it store the program that can be executed within a short period of time. Mean it will store that particular program within very short interval of time, and it store data for temporary use. It's not for permanent using, it only use data for temporary purpose. Disadvantage of cache memory. The first main disadvantage of cache memories is it has a limited capacity. Mean you can store limited data. And the second main disadvantage of cache memory is very expensive. Means it's very highly having a high cost. Next student, the second memory that we're going to discuss in this slide is a primary memory, or it's also called the main memory. Now primary memory hold only those data and instruction on which the computer is currently working. Mean if we are working on some current scenarios, current any program that will generally holds in a primary memory. It has a limited capacity and data is lost when power is switched off. Mean its capacity is low, and whenever you switch off any supply, you going to lose the data. Mean it can't store data in a permanent way. It is generally made from the semiconductor device. Obviously, the memories are made from the semiconductor materials. These memory are not as faster as registers, so this memory is speed quite less as compared to the registers. The data and the instruction required to be processed residue in the main memory, and obviously data and the instruction that are going to be processed for a particular program that will retains in the main memory. The primary main memory are further divided into two main type, that is called RAM and ROM. We will discuss RAM and ROM in our next slides. Firstly, we will discuss the third part about the pictorial diagram of a main memory. This show you the main memory pictorial diagram. We see here. Now we will discuss the characteristics of the main memory. Firstly, they are the semiconductor memories. They are made from the semiconductor devices, and it is also known as the main memory. Obviously, it is a main memory, usually volatile memory. Volatile memory is generally which can't store data for permanent purpose. Its data can easily be erased. Data is lost in case power is switched off. Obviously, it's a volatile memory, and data are going to easily lose when we will switch off the power supply. It is working memory of the computer. Obviously, if you are working on the computer, then it will store your working processing will store in the memory. And next point is the faster than the secondary memories. It's quite faster than the secondary memory that we're going to discuss in the next slide. Now, the computer can't run without the primary memory. Obviously, there is another main characteristic of the main memory. The computers can't run without this help of this memory. Now, next is the secondary memory. This type of memory is also known as external memory or non-volatile memory. Obviously, non-volatile mean that are going to permanently store in that particular type of memory, and it is also external. They are not attached to any computer. The external memory, it is slower than the main memory. It's slower than the main memory. There are used for storing data and informations permanently. Obviously, if it is a non-volatile, then it will store your information permanently. Now, CPU directly doesn't have any access to these memory. Basically, they are accessed by the input-output devices that we are using here. Okay, and the examples of the mains secondary memories: CD-ROM, DVD. These are the examples of the secondary memory that we use generally. This is the generally a CD-ROM that we seeing the pictorial secondary memory. Next, we will discuss some characteristics of the secondary memory. As you know, there are magnetic and optically memory. Now, why they are called the magnetic and optical memory? They generally, you know that the magnetic storage we have already discussed in our BTech first year about the magnetic storage devices. In that case, data is stored in a magnetic patterns. You have the magnetic tapes that is generally used to store the data, and for examples, magnetic tapes, magnetic reels that we are using in the earlier day to see the movies in the VCR films, that are the basically magnetic storages. Similar way, optical memories they are the optical storage, like we using the CD-ROM, in which we write the data on a particular CD, and we access that particular data with the help of a laser diodes. That is the optical storage or optical memories that we have used in a CD and DVD ROMs. This is also we used in a, that nowadays we are using pen drives, but in the previous year, if you remember, we using CD for our purpose of watching movie or carry any data, floppy disks. That is are the opticals memories. It is also known as backup memory. Generally, we also take it as backup memory because it is a secondary and not attached to any particular computer. It is a non-volatile memory. Obviously, non-volatile data is permanently stored in this memory. And obviously, whenever you switch off the power, the data is going to be permanently stored in these type of memories, and it is used for storage of data in the computer. Computer may run without the secondary memory. I mean, this is not any compulsion. We are having a secondary memory to operate any computer. Computer can run without this memory. Slower than the primary memory. Obviously, the speed is quite slow as compared to the primary memory. Now, the main memory is divided in further two types. One is called RAM, random access memory, and second is called ROM, read-only memory. We will going to discuss in our next slide what is RAM and what is ROM.